Do not compromise your avocado orchard if these factors are not checked in. Today episode in Jekusenga Farm, we are going to talk about avocado farming, and we are going to talk about planting consideration you need to check as you grow your own avocado trees. And number two, we are going to talk about pruning and how to manage your trees from 0 to 2 years when it is start producing. Okay, so let's begin. Avocado farming is one of major farming which is very sustainable in Kenya right now. It's one of easiest kind of farming you need to do when you have the right factors. Okay, so what factor number one you need to check as you grow your own avocado trees is that you need to check whether you are about your soil, or how is your soil type. You need to have a soil. Avocado really require a soil which is very well drained. Okay, well drained in a way that does not has a characteristic of retaining more water. So the drainage should be very well. Okay, so this does not mean that avocado cannot thrive well in area where the drainage is not that good. But for commercial farming, you need to mostly focus on where the drainage is very well, because avocado tend to be affected by something we call root rot. So when the water stagnates for long and it does not drain quickly, the water makes the avocado roots to start rotting, and your tree can die, all can stop producing, all can stop growing. It can have a standard growth, and you need to avoid that. Number two factor, when you check your soil, after you check your soil, so when you want to grow, if you are in a kind of soil where they don't the water does not go does not drain very quickly, you just need to grow maybe 1 or 2 or 10 just for your consumption, but don't do for commercial farming, because it's not sustainable for you, and you are going to face a lot of challenges. Another thing is when your soil has marram. Okay, avocado trees tend to have taproot. So when there is a stone down there in the roots, it goes like let's assume like 5 meters down, and there's a rock. When your avocado tree taproot touches that rock, it is going to start die, all withering, because it doesn't have the opportunity to expand and grow more. So that is one thing you need to focus on. Number two, you need also to focus on good seedlings. Okay, the quality of the seedlings also matters as you grow your own avocado trees, and this is why, because do you know where your scion is taken from? Do you also know where your mother plant is? Does your mother plant has diseases, infection? Does it avoid getting diseases, or is it affected by diseases easily? So that is one thing you need also to check as also you grow your own avocado tree. The scions, is it the golden ash, is it the giant ash, is it falcon? Which varieties are you targeting to grow in your farm? So that's the reason why you need to know where your seedling is, or they have a demo farm where they can show you this is the mother plant, this is the scion we took from this plant, and this avocado tree, so that when you are growing, you know where the mother plant is and where the scion is. Okay, so quality of the seedling is very key for you to have a very productive orchard, whether you grow it for commercial use or you grow it for your own family use. Okay, number three, another thing you need to focus on is water. Avocado need adequate water for it to thrive very well in any orchard, either as large scale or as small scale. So you need to know before you are planting, do you have enough water for you to sustain the avocado tree? Can you sustain for like a whole year with irrigation? Don't focus on rain season, because rain seasons nowadays they are not predictable, so they can change. But do you have water which you can sustain your avocado trees even during the drought seasons? So that is another thing, another factor you need to focus on. Another factor you need to also check is that the spacing. what kind of spacing are you adopting? Okay, and before you decide about the spacing of your avocado trees, you need to also to think about something. Where you're growing your avocado trees, is your farm likely to use machinery in the future, or is it targeting just to use human labor? Okay, and number two, you also need to think about, are you going to grow avocado trees with other crops, or you're going to grow it alone? Okay, it's a single plant. So if you are, those are the factors that may help you understand what kind of spacing you need to do to your avocado trees. So if your plan is for you to in future to start putting machinery in the farm, the kind of spacing that you need to do is 9 meters by 5 meters. So the kind of spacing that you need to do for machinery is that from one plant to the other plant you need to do 9 meters along, and now from this row to the other row you need to do, this is the first row and this is the next row, so from this row to this one you need to do 5 meters. Okay, with that a machinery can get inside, maybe a tractor, on weedy, on spray, on harvesting, all those kind of stuff, it can pass through very well. Okay, but when you want to do it for your own consumption or for farm, and you don't even require machinery, as we recommend 7 meters by 5 meters. Okay, other people are doing even 4 meters by 4 meters, which is very intensive, and you'll have to do a lot of pruning, or you can do 5 meters by 5 meters, which also you need to do a lot of pruning. So the spacing should be guided by what do you want in the future, okay, and what kind of production also you want in the future. That also should tell you the amount of spacing you need to do. When that is done, those factors are very key. When you take consideration of that, you can start now go purchase your seedling and now start growing, or you can pot it yourself and start producing it yourself. Now, from how do you plant an avocado tree? Avocado, have told you earlier, that they are very sensitive to something we call root rot, and that is caused by poor soil drainage. Okay, so you need to work. Avocado don't need to be planted on inside at all, because when water comes and it is stagnant in the hole, you will lose that tree. So what we encourage is something called mounds. Okay, a mound is like a basin. So on top of the soil, you put a mound on top or on the upper side, and then you plant your avocado there. Okay, you mix your soil and also your manure very well. You can do this. You can dig a hole of 2 by 2. You fill it up, so that because you want the roots to go very quickly, you fill it up as you mix in ratio of 1:2, or 1 wheelbarrow of manure to 2 wheelbarrow of topsoil. Mix it and then now create a mound. Okay, a mound is where you raise. It's like your avocado is on the ground but raised. In case of excessive water, your trees cannot be compromised by drainage. Okay, so the water drainage system will be very good, and your avocado tree will not be affected by anything to do with root rot. Okay, so you need to be very careful on that as you plant your avocado tree. Also, make sure you plant a very ardent avocado tree so that it may not have challenges with you. Make sure the leaves of the avocado tree you are growing, they are ardent in a way that they are mature. Okay, of the seedling, they are mature. Don't take very fresh avocado leaves like this one. Let me show you an example like this one. This is a very fresh avocado leaves, so this one is going to affect you when you're growing this kind of leaves. But when they are mature, like they have this dark color, you see this color, this dark color, if they are mature to this extent, they are going to sustain you for long. Okay, so how do you manage your avocado tree from the day you start planting to the second year, when you start seeing some flowers and when you want to start harvesting some fruits? Okay, number one, how you need to do is you need to do serious pruning as the tree continues to grow. Okay, the future of the tree is that you want to maintain your tree to a height of which is like 5 meters top. It should be 5 meters taller. The wind can grow. can go as long as you want. Okay, but also you need to check if you are growing intercropping with other things so that it does not overcome that. Okay, so what you need to do is that, because you want your tree to be 5 meters tall, on where you can spray very well, you can harvest very well without many challenges. Okay, you need to concentrate on something called lateral branching. So your tree, since it is there on the ground, you need to encourage a lot of lateral growth. That is expansion of the tree. You want it to grow this way, not the vertical way. So you don't want the vertical branches to be as many as the lateral branches. So because the branches which are lateral branches are the one which produce fruits, vertical one does not produce fruits. So you need to encourage many lateral branches. So you need as a bush. Okay, but that bush should have air circulation and sunlight exposure, so that you may not get affected by a lot of pests and diseases. That is something you need to really check on. So you prune according to that way. You need to know how do you want your fruit tree to be like, so you shape it that way. But you need to encourage not to grow in a vertical way, but in a lateral way, to have as many branches as possible are surrounding the tree, not going upward. Okay, so that is a very key factor you need to check. Number 2, you need to work on manuring. You need your fruit tree to have a lot of nutrients. You can do synthetic way, or the organic way, or the biological way. You can have farmyard manure, always applying after every 3 to 6 months. Apply your manure to the plant so that it can continue growing very fast. You can if you want vegetative, you can do a lot of phosphorus so that you can focus on vegetative of the avocado tree. So it's basically according to the basic management of avocado. Is like for other fruits, you need to focus it fast to grow. When it starts fruiting in less than 2 years, you need to remove all the flowers. Don't allow flowers before 2 years, because you're going to compromise the future of the tree, and you don't want to do that. You want your tree to get to the real maturity, which is very deserved, for it to give you as many fruits as possible. But when you start allowing to produce when it is young, it is not going to give you that kind of production, and you need to avoid that. In the next episode, we're going to talk about more on now when they start fruiting and when they start how to harvest, all those kind of stuff. But in today's video, I just wanted to talk about how you generally factors you need to consider in growing avocado trees, and how to manage it between 0 to 2 years until you start having production. Have a good time. If you have not subscribed and you want to continue getting information from us, please kindly subscribe and click that notification button so that you can continue getting more updates as we train you and teach you how to manage your fruit trees. Stay tuned to J Kusenga Farm. Share it with other people so that they can also learn. Have a good time. Bye bye.